Hey everyone, hope you're doing well today. And as always, I appreciate you being a part of this Facebook group. I'm very excited about what lies ahead over these next several weeks, about 6 weeks, give or take, to launch day on Tuesday, February 25th. I'll have more information about the specifics of it all and where to buy it and what link to go through and all that other stuff. Um, Here in the next coming weeks as we get closer to launch day. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about just the cathartic nature of what it felt like for from writing this book. And as some of you may or may not know, I started writing this book in the months before my dad passed away in November 2023, and then I after in the month I set it aside in the months after he passed away for the first few months anyway, and then got back to it and then finished it recently around the time of the 1 year anniversary of his passing. And I was asked actually earlier today, as a matter of fact, about uh, just how cathartic it felt to write this book. And I'll be honest with you, it's all still fresh to me, the writing aspect of it. I've mentioned, you see it here in the background. I've had people ask me, does it still seem surreal that I wrote the book? And yeah, it does. And I actually went back and read through it myself just earlier in the week, and it's still hoping that maybe it would make it seem real, and it's still as surreal as ever to me. And I imagine it'll be that way until at least launch day, if not beyond. So, but from a cathartic, perspective, how it made me feel getting it out there. It wasn't the actual writing of the book that made me feel that way, the physical typing out of the book. It was more, I record, as I'd mentioned in an earlier post here in the group, I recorded everything. I went on Zoom and spoke just like I'm speaking to all of you right now and shared my thoughts verbally. And I think that helped because I was able to hear the anger. I was able to hear the disappointment, the frustration, all, hear all the thoughts that were going through my head that I, still attempt to process to this day. I was able to hear it. And I know for me, even though I'm a writer by trade and writing's in my DNA, I'm a verbal person by nature. I'll say things out loud even if I'm the only one who hears it, just to make it seem real, just to have the words resonate through my mind. And being able to verbally share those thoughts as I recorded one chapter after the next really did help. I mean, and you'll read this in the book, but I don't have a problem sharing it with you. Is that I felt a lot of anger towards my dad. My dad was and still is, always will be, my hero. I mean, how many boys say that about their dads? I mean, he was always my hero. He was the reason I got into sports. Why I became a sports fanatic is because of him. And to see him give up over those last several years of his life before his passing, I was angry at him because he had a choice. And unfortunately, he made the one that he made, which no one else agreed with. And I was disappointed because, for the longest time, I've always bore the, I guess, the responsibility of being the fixer of the family. Whether I fix things or not, I just feel like I have to fix things if something seems broken. I'm not mechanically inclined. I can't fix a whole lot of things around the house, but things that happen in here, I feel the need to fix. And I wasn't able to get through to him as much as I would have hoped. And I feel like, you always feel like man, I could have done more. I wish I could have done more. And and I know deep down that it wasn't going, no one was going to change his mind, including myself, but I still felt that way, and to a certain extent still do. But being able to talk about all those feelings help. Being able to share with you right now these feelings helps. Every time, I read through the book, it helps. Every time I talk, it helps. Every time those thoughts cross my mind and I unravel more and more of it helps. But I wanted to share that with you because I think for a lot of people, there's a lot of people out there that want to write books that don't. I was one of them for the better part of 3 decades. And I think a big reason why they don't is because you're having to deal with those feelings all over again. The wound opens up, the band-aid just rips off, and the wound is raw and open and fresh once again. And going through it once is hard enough. Having to go through it again and again and again, as I did over the last year writing this book, is one of the most challenging things I've done in life. And I think that for a lot of people, that's how it feels, why they haven't gone down that road. Because I firmly believe that everyone has a story to tell, and everyone has a platform in some way, shape, or form to share that story. And they have a choice whether they share it or not, and when they choose to share it, and in what form and fashion. And the only reason they don't is because it hurts. I'm here to tell you it's going to hurt. Ignoring it doesn't change that fact. Pretending it doesn't exist doesn't make it any less true. So you have a story to share it. Whether it's in book form, on social media, whatever, share it. I will never regret sharing what I shared in this book, no matter how hard and raw and real and painful that it was. And that's why I'm doing this Facebook group, so I can share more and more. It's as much for me as it is for all of you, if not more so. So I appreciate you indulging me and listening to what I have to say. But I hope you're all doing well. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot some questions my way. I'd be happy to answer them in the group or even one-to-one. Stay warm out there. The storm's coming through here at some point this evening and tomorrow. So stay warm, stay safe, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.